personal foul.
That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man.
Well, I've been a fan of Boston Celtics for, my whole life pretty much.
First Celtics team was back when I was like 7.
The Boston Celtics became legendary.
What is going on YouTube? It's boy Jayson made it here on YouTube and from Beantown Takes back at another reaction video! Wow. I'm not gonna lie to you people. I needed to take a day to myself after this incredible day last Friday at the TD Garden. One of the most highly anticipated games in a long time. Yet last Friday just felt different. In terms of a regular season game, it just felt different. And it was a game that I will never forget. Last Friday, we saw one of the greatest Celtics to ever put on the green and white return from an Achilles injury. And not only did he make his return, but he made his return in a big way. Having a near triple-double. And on top of that, playing well on the defensive end too. Looked phenomenal. It couldn't have been a much more perfect return. Well, yes, the efficiency from shooting wasn't really that great. I mean, it was okay, obviously, but for the first game, you had to expect him not being able to have his normal efficiency, if that makes sense. Like, he had to get his legs under him first. He had to get his shot back. And in live games is definitely different as opposed to being in practice. And it was a great performance for his first game back. The energy was there. The Garden was rocking. You could feel the adrenaline throughout the entire arena. It felt like a finals game. It felt like Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Like, that's how much anticipation there was right when you walked into the Garden. I hope you guys who watched the video from the game felt that same adrenaline also as you were watching it. Like, I hope you guys could definitely see what it was like to be there. And again, that's why I put out these vlogs, because from my honest opinion, I think it's important for you guys to see what it's like to be inside the Garden, to watch these games, and to see our guys play, where you guys can get your own opinions, and also you guys get to experience this with me. Because there are a lot of people out there who were not able to go to this game, even though they really wanted to go. And my job was to be there for this moment. Because this was the moment that Celtics fans were waiting for. Whether it was this year, whether it's next season, whatever. Celtic fans were waiting for this. And just the aura from Friday night made it a night Celtics fans will remember forever. Same with myself. And listen, especially if they win a championship this year, if they can pull off the impossible, if this Celtics team can pull off the impossible and win a championship this season, you're going to look back and you're going to ask, where were you when Jayson Tatum made his return and when the Boston Celtics just went into a different gear? You're going to look back on Friday night if they win a championship. And it was incredible to see. It was a sight. It was money well spent. Every single cent that I spent last Friday night was 100% worth it. If I had the chance to do it all over again, I don't think I would change much. That's how special Friday night was. And for the first time ever, normally we do these reactions here on a live stream, but we're making a video from a press conference from the postgame. Jayson Tatum opens up about his return. Vulnerable message to the team. I have not seen this at all. I haven't heard what he said. We were going to save this for a live stream, but I figured this post-game press conference deserves its own moment. So, we're going to react to this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos. Subscribe right now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. If you guys want to be notified whenever we drop an upload, hit that notification bell so you can be the first one to watch these videos. Huge shout out to JT. Welcome back. We absolutely missed you. Feels great seeing my team whole again. And it feels good to see my favorite player of all time in the NBA back on the floor again, doing his thing, and doing it like Jayson Tatum, not a role player. And without further ado, let's hop straight into the reaction.
Jayson, when we've talked to you recently, you had said you weren't sure if you were going to come back this year or not. How did you kind of get to the point physically, in the headspace, mentally, to make this decision? And how did it feel kind of when you had that moment, that when you realized you were going to come back and play for the Celtics this season?
All right, before he answers this, I just want to say real quick, and I probably should have said this in the introduction too. This is why I do these reactions, because like when I see a point or when I feel like there's a time where I can say my thoughts or whatever, this is why I do reaction videos when I'm by myself and I don't have the crew with me to do a podcast. A lot of credit obviously goes to Jayson Tatum for the work that he's put in to get himself in the position where he can make a return this early after 298 days of not playing in an NBA game. Like, a lot of credit obviously goes to him for the work that he's put in and the mindset that he has and everything else like that. Like, obviously. But in terms of, like, outside credit of Jayson Tatum, a lot of it goes to Jaylen Brown. Because the leap that Jaylen Brown had this year on this team, when a lot of people were saying this is a gap year, and a lot of people were saying that this year is a year for them to tank, and this is a year for them to take a step back and rebuild. Who the f is calling me? I gotta take a look at this real quick. My bad on that. I don't know why somebody was calling me through Snapchat, but I never really answer calls through Snapchat. But anyways, like I was saying though, when people said that this is a rebuild year, this is a gap year, like nobody had faith in this Celtics team being even in a position to put themselves not only just in the playoffs, but to make real damage in the Eastern Conference. Jaylen Brown said, "You're doubting us? Alright, bet. Say less. Bring it on. Bring on the challenge." And not only has he been a phenomenal leader to this team, not only has he been a phenomenal player to this point, an MVP caliber season, if you were to ask me, he is a top 3 MVP candidate this year. Just based off of what he has done, with the expectation going into the season, the career year that he's having, and putting this team in a position where they're able to have Jayson Tatum come back, and it's worth the risk. Because, let me tell you right now, if this team was in the play-in situation, or they were obviously a little bit out of the play-in, like people predicted, you're questioning if he's coming back or not. Like, I think, honestly, if they were in a play-in spot, it'd probably be 50-50. But if they were fighting for a play-in spot or fringe out of the playoffs, I don't think he'd be back. For either one of those two situations, he definitely wouldn't have been back this early. No way. If they were in a play-in spot, maybe like the end of March he would have came back. If they were fighting for a play-in spot or even out of the playoffs right now, I don't think he's back. And for Jaylen Brown to get the most out of his guys, to help his teammates be the best they can be to succeed, huge shout out to him. Also, it's a huge shout out to Joe Mazzulla, too. I mean, Joe Mazzulla put these guys in the right position, too. He sets the play style at the beginning of the year, how they want him to play, and it's worked. I know there's a lot of controversy about Joe Mazzulla as a coach out there, but I have never doubted Joe Mazzulla. I get it. Last year, in the playoffs, was easily like his worst time as a coach on this team. Not disputing that. Like last year, during the playoffs, we looked at Joe, we were like, ugh, not a good look. I 100% agree with you. But it's clear as day, Joe Mazzulla is a top 5 coach in the NBA. And this year really proves that. After all they have lost in the offseason with Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Luke Cornett, and then with Jayson Tatum being out most of this year, they are still second in the East. Can you guys believe right now that they are 2.5 games out of the first seed in the Eastern Conference? 2.5 games! You would think they were 6th after all they've lost this year. Like I said, 5th at best. And honestly, if you were 5th in the Eastern Conference, I still think Tatum comes back this year. Because at that point, it'd be a situation of just get yourselves in the playoffs. You get Jayson Tatum back, fully healthy, at Jayson Tatum level, not a role player. It's like a Cleveland Cavaliers situation 2015, 16, 17, 18. Doesn't matter where you are in the standings. As long as you get in, you can make some noise. You don't need to be the first seed. You just need to get in and make some noise. Like, that's what the situation was. I never had this being a gap year for the Celtics. I had them, I think, at the lowest an 8th seed. I didn't have them 9th or 10th, whatever. I had them 8th at the lowest. I had them anywhere between 5 and 8. And back in the day, if you were an 8th seed, you were a playoff team. So, it's a huge shout out to the organization with the way they've handled this season, up and down. Brad Stevens also for bringing in guys that kind of complemented what some of the guys that left did. Like, that's something that they've really focused on in the offseason. Like, yeah, we're going to lose some of these guys who are higher cost, but how do we replace those guys with guys who can do similar things to what we're losing? And that was like the mindset, really. So it was a huge shout out to them for building a team that had a similar identity to what the last couple of years were. It's just a phenomenal job all around. And the point where the Celtics stand right now is the reason why you were able to have this opportunity to bring Jayson Tatum back this year. All right, we'll back it up.
When we've talked to you
So you
recently,
can hear the question again.
you said
I just had to
you
get that
weren't
off.
sure
I just
if
had
you
to
were
say
gonna
that
come
because
back
I
this
forgot
year
to
or
put
not.
that in the introduction.
How did you kind of get to the point physically, in the headspace, mentally, to make this decision? And how did it feel kind of when you had that moment, that when you realized you were going to come back and play for the Celtics? this
Definitely
season?
relief.
I mean, it's a long process. It's a lot that goes into it, physically, emotionally, and mentally.
For sure.
You know, it's the physical aspect, passing all your strength tests and things like that. It's a ramp-up period of conditioning and doing contact stuff, and you know, heavy days, and then seeing how you feel the next day and respond, and you know, weeks of that. So it's just like it's a long journey, and you know, it's not just an easy decision to make. You know, it's a very serious thing that happened, and that I had to overcome. And you know, this was a huge step, but I still got a long way to go. But this was a really big step for me.
Jayson, can you just walk us through how you felt out there? You know, you seemed like you had some moments early on where maybe your legs weren't there, and then you started to get going. Can you just walk us through like the whole process of how your game kind of came along?
I mean, yeah, I just felt really anxious. It's been a long time coming just to get to this point. Many nights and days I dreamed about this moment, and the anticipation, the crowd. You know, it's been 42 and a half weeks since I played an NBA game, so you know, just trying to get caught up on the speed and everything. I just kind of felt like I was a step off or moving too fast.
Yeah.
But you know,
I mean, they'll come
the
back
game started to slow
naturally.
down, as I just kind of relaxed a little bit.
Jayson, I'm guessing you heard from a lot of people over the last 24 hours or so going into this game. I'm wondering if anybody said into you or texted you or anything that resonated with you going into this game.
I mean, I would just say a lot of people were, you know, praying for me, and
Agreed.
you know,
Yeah.
thoughtful text messages and reaching out. You know, when they found out that I was going to return at some point this season, and that it may be pretty soon. So it's a lot of people I'm thankful for, obviously, through these last 10 months, that have just kind of been there and checked on me throughout this journey.
Jayson, just how surreal was it to walk on the floor? I mean, you've probably been thinking about this for months. Like, it's going to happen. You're there. You've got somebody trying to score on you. You've got someone trying to stop you. Like, what did that feel like inside when you first walked out there?
I think it was a balance. It was really split down the middle. It was like a surreal feeling, but then it just kind of felt like I was. It felt normal.
Listen, when I got the news, when the Celtics put on the IR that he was listed as questionable, I legit pulled over to the side of the road, and I went, oh my god, it's actually happening. Pulled over, bought my ticket, and everything else like that. Like, whew. it was an eventful, like, I'd say for me, it was like an eventful almost 72 hours or so. And I was like, okay, let's get moving here. It was a phenomenal experience, though.
So that was really promising for me. Not even just when the game started, just driving to the game, starting my routine, doing my pregame shooting. I knew it was a big moment, but everything just started to feel like really normal again.
It seemed like a couple of times you kind of smiled like, man, I can't believe I just did that. You missed your first 6 shots, then you had the put-back dunk. But did that moment change anything for you? Did that make you feel more normal, give you more confidence? Like what went through that moment and then making your next 5?
It helped me relax a lot. As a
you blew a dunk, but
extended.
No, I'm just kidding, dude. It's all good.
You're anxious. You want it really bad.
Nah, he was wilding out there.
And obviously, I wanted to hit every shot I took, but I really was just kind of like grateful. I had a real sense of gratitude of just being back on the floor and playing basketball again.
Yeah, you got jitters.
It kind of brought me back to everything I've been through.
I saw it.
10 months, and
it's all good.
The fact that
it's understandable.
I was able to.
You gotta get back into the rhythm of things. No shame in that.
A really big win for me.
Jayson, what's the outlook like for you going forward? Are you going to be able to play every night the rest of the way? How's the minutes ramp up going to work here? Like, do you have a solidified plan for all that at this point?
Yeah, we got a plan. And it's just kind of, we have a plan, but obviously plans can change, and just kind of day by day.
Jayson, back here. When you went down back in May, there was so much uncertainty about the future of this franchise, so much change even while you were out. What did you think at that moment, or I guess back then, where the direction of the franchise could go, where the direction of your career would go, and then looking back at that full circle, how do you feel now, seeing that you guys are back towards the top of the East and you're back on the floor?
It was a range of emotions, a range of thoughts in that moment. I wasn't sure if what the future was going to hold. Because the start of last playoffs, we felt like we had a 3, 4, 5-year run with that team of try to win as many championships as we could, and it all changed in the moment with that team, right?
Right.
We had to trade guys and things like that, so there was a lot of uncertainty for me. I didn't know what was next, and there was a lot of doubt that crept in my mind.
He said, he said 3, 4, 5-year stretch, huh? So, is he like insinuating that if he didn't go down, the team was probably going to stay the same? Or at least be like similar, I guess? That's what it really sounds like. Like, that's what I guess is how they are explaining it. Because, like, that team was realistically only together for, like, 2 seasons. So, if it wasn't for Tatum's injury, were the Celtics' plans to not move as many guys as they could have last offseason? Maybe Drew would still be here. Like, that's... I can't help but think about that. Because, like, KP with his illness last year, I think he played himself off the roster regardless if the Celtics were going to trend into under the second apron or not. Like, I think with how he played last year after he got back from the illness, like, he was good originally, but then, like, as playoffs came around, he wasn't really as effective. So I think he played himself off the roster. In the same breath of that, would Drew have still been here? That's another question really to ask. Maybe. What it sounds like to me here, at least.
Obviously, the team looks totally different than it did last year, but can't commend the group enough and the coaching staff of how they've attacked this season.
Agreed.
How they've competed and just played together every single night. I don't know if it's a team that's been more fun to watch this season, just play as a unit.
Jayson, Joe talked pregame about the vulnerability of this last 10 months for everybody, including yourself. And I just wonder, you have to live your life in the public eye, or most of your life in the public eye. I wonder what it's like to have to also live with that doubt in the public eye and that uncertainty about your body, which is what's given you this living, what's enabled you to become the player you are and get the accolades that you have.
Right.
And now it's really injured, like for real injured. And how you kind of compartmentalize that doubt with the push to get back on the court.
Yeah, I think, I don't think any athlete thinks that they're ever going to get hurt. At least, I didn't. It never crossed my mind. I felt like I did everything.
We've seen him overcome a lot already.
I didn't cheat the game. So when it happened,
never load managed nothing.
I mean, literally knocked me on my ass, and it just kind of made me rethink a lot of things. And I had an idea of how my career was going to go, and one night it changed. And what I realized is that we know many great athletes that have went through ups and downs in their career, but it's another thing to like live it. And not to say that the things I want to accomplish are still in front of me, but how you get there, looks different for everybody. So, it's been tough. Obviously, I can talk about it all day, but I'm really just kind of happy I even got to this point.
Yeah.
Jayson, hello. We came from here. Came from Portugal. It's your return in this night. Can you? Did you notice any transformation in the connection with Nemias Queta? Is there a margin to improve the game inside court?
Good question.
Yeah, me and Nemi we had a little talk during the game. We were just like, man, it's our first day really playing together, and some things we got to work on, but it was just
right, because Queta with Tatum always been the third big on this team. Like, yeah, he got his moments from time to time, but like, he's never really, I guess, seen playoff minutes, if that makes sense. Like, the bigs with Tatum was always KP, Horford, and Luke. Queta was like the third or fourth guy in that center spot coming off of the bench or in the rotation. So, like, he never really got, like, consistent minutes, consistent, like, opportunities. So where Tatum's sitting here saying, like, oh, this is, like, the first time I'm really playing with, like, Nemias. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, he's always been, like, the third guy or the fourth guy in terms of the center depth. So, while he's been on the team for the last 3 seasons, this is like the first time he's really getting like consistent play, and he's like getting a consistent opportunity. So, I mean, it makes sense here.
For the moment, he was telling me some things that he was seeing out there, and how we can get our connection better moving forward. And like I said, it was our first day, and can only get better.
He's probably played with him before, like on the floor, obviously, but
meeting you guys had that you addressed the team, and kind of just on a similar wave, you said about kind of gratitude that you've been feeling. Just, I know you don't want to miss everything you said, but just kind of what message did you maybe share with your teammates, or kind of what feelings were you having, coming into this with that?
Yeah, I think it was one just being vulnerable, showing my appreciation to the team of how they have played this season, how they've motivated me every single day, that the joy and competitive nature that they've displayed, I wanted to be a part of that. And,
right.
I say it all the time, going through rehab and being injured is lonely, and it's not intentional, but just a lot I couldn't practice for a while. I couldn't be in the game.
Right.
When they were on the court, I was in the weight room having to do my own thing. So you feel isolated in a sense. But I just expressed that being around as much as possible, going to games, being on the plane, really made me feel like I was still very much a part of the team, and how thankful to the group of just being themselves that I was.
Yeah.
Thankful to the coaches that, I extended their days a lot by helping me during rehab and on the court and pick up games in my conditioning. So I really just kind of telling everybody in the room that they all played a part in essentially helping me get to this moment.
Correct. Yes.
And I was just very thankful for that.
Jayson, we see you a lot with Nick, and I think he's somebody that fans are aware of as kind of your right-hand guy in this recovery, but what was his role behind the scenes, and how much of a role does he have kind of in this recovery with you?
Big.
He has the biggest role.
Mm-hmm.
For the last 10 months, I haven't went 48 hours without seeing Nick.
Yeah.
He was there, obviously, when I got injured, and he's been with me every step of the way. And I'm very fortunate to have someone that is as selfless and dedicated as he is. Obviously, he's one of my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bonus. Somebody that I know cares about me as a person and is as invested as me as anyone. I've seen Nick work countless hours to research and call specialists and dot every I and cross every T to make sure we were doing the right things and make sure we didn't skip any steps. Hold me accountable every single day, push me when I didn't necessarily want to be there or when I doubted myself. So
you're gonna have
can never say thank you enough to him.
Opportunities, those mindsets sometimes here and there. So I get it.
Every single day since I got injured, and a big reason why I was able to recover as fast as I did and make it to this point, it was on him. So obviously I can't say enough good things about him, and I can't thank him enough for being there with me.
Voila! All right, that's gonna do it for this video here. That was a great post-game interview, press conference. It was definitely from the heart and definitely from a place where he had love and gratitude to the organization and just having the opportunity to go out and do what he did. And it just feels great to have him back on the court. It feels so good to see him actually flourish again. And it feels good to see Zero back with the squad and help the Celtics go on another deep run this year. Changes the trajectory of everything in the Eastern Conference. And it feels good seeing him back there. I've never been more happy watching regular season basketball. Like, obviously we know, like, we're lucky to have the Jays or whatever. Like, obviously we knew that. Even before all this happened, like, we loved both Jayson and Jalen. But with the time that Jayson Tatum has been out, I think we've really realized, like, how lucky we actually are to have both of them. And just enjoy it. Because, yeah, you hope for them to be there for their entire careers, but, like, you never know what can happen. And it's just a huge blessing to be able to watch both of them play for your team. Both phenomenal guys, both humble dudes. cares a lot about the team, cares a lot about the city, and obviously very, very, very talented players. Can't want nothing more than that on your team. So that's going to do it for this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos. Subscribe if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. If you guys want to be notified when we drop and upload, hit that notification bell so you can be the first one to watch these videos. Thank you guys for watching this one here. It's been your boy Jesse, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys. Welcome back, Zero.